Right, we haven't done a little video in a little while, so you know, I thought I'd update with what's going on. I will do an update video in the future, but for now, this is where we're at. I have had a purple Escort on the road for 12 months, black one is long gone, and come to MOT this year and I've run into some problems, which has led to this, and this is the focus of today's video. So I'm going to explain what's happened with this car over the last 12 months in another video, but for now, let's just work on this. Right, so first, as we can see, there's no cylinder head on the car anymore. It's down here. I don't know how to explain this really. Emissions are failing constantly failing emissions. You know, couldn't get it through at all one bit. It was always carbon monoxide through the roof. Could get hydrocarbons down. Lambda was all right, but carbon monoxide was absolutely through the roof. There was nothing that would sort of bring them down to an acceptable level. It was always in the red. So ended up doing a bit of this and a bit of that, replaced absolutely everything. It had a new manifold, new injector rail, new sensors, new MAF sensor, new lambda sensor, new exhaust manifold, you name it, it's had it. Nothing sorted it. And then we thought, well, final thing we can do, because I did notice a little bit of blue smoke when you really revved it, we'll take it apart. And the other thing before that as well is I had 125 psi, 60 psi, 120 psi, 125 psi. So cylinder 2 was down, and we took it apart, and as you can see, it's clearly been burning quite a bit of oil, because this is all oily and very carbony. And if we rotate the engine over, I'm not fussed about doing this by the belt because this engine's coming out, it's scrap. And this is why. Down here, see that? There's a real deep gouge. And you can't see very well. I'll post some pictures, I'll put some pictures on because I've got some really good pictures, but yeah. So yeah, we're investigating now why this is the case. And already, let's get that back to the top, I can see a load of dents on the top of piston number 2, indicating something has been bowling around in here at some point, damaging that piston quite clearly. You can see all the, these are like microscopic to the eye, but the camera really zooms in and shows them. Something's definitely been bowling around in there, possibly a cracked ring as well, who knows. I don't know how much play you should have in these, but there is a noticeable amount in all of them, to be honest. Yeah. And there's all these bits as well that were found inside of all of them, to be honest, but we've got to basically finish stripping this down now and get that block out. So what we've got to do is take all the ancillaries off, alternator, stuff like this, start a motor, and just disconnect absolutely everything, ready to get that lower block out. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm going to start stripping everything down. Do you know what? I'll clean everything up. I'm just going for a bit of a closer look now. There's cylinder 2. But have a look at cylinder 3. It's equally as bad. In fact, if anything, the piston's worse. So that would have, you know, not been doing very good. But surprisingly, the cylinder on this side, the cylinder walls, the bore itself, is okay. That's just water that's run down, but there's no sort of damage to this one. It's all cylinder 2 that's got all the damage. That deep gouge on this edge. How strange. Interesting. See, cylinder 1 and 4 are not too bad. There's bits of questionable stuff on top of it, but definitely been burning plenty of oil and all. Let's just rotate this over again. See, them bores are not too bad either. You still see the markings from when it was bored out, honed originally when made. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, we've got to start removing all the ancillaries now, so I'll start ripping everything off. I'm doing all the water hoses, alternator, starter motor, bits like that, disconnecting any bits of the loom that's still intact, anything else. There's not much left really, it's just engine mount, that plug there for the wheel pressure switch, starter motor, bolts around the gearbox, PCV valve, crank sensor, alternator, water hose. Really, that's it, that's all there is to it, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to try and do it leaving the gearbox in the car, hopefully, fingers crossed. See how that goes. It's got a new clutch in this and all, because I had to fit one, like literally a couple of months ago. That's brilliant. Well, it is, because I can reuse that clutch without it's all apart, can't I? So that's not a problem. Great, let's crack on.
Thousands of tears later.
Seriously mate, you ready to see my engine? You'll love this. You look so unimpressed.
Look where it was.
Middle. Look at that beautiful engine. Just look at that. It's a nice big engine there. It's V8
You know what? I
power.
dropped all down there.
Probably the chain.
Oh, it's the chain.
Hey? Doing well here. I believe I can fly.
The boat stops now.
That's what I say, yeah. Donk.
It was AR at the end of the day. How high is this waiting to go?
High enough. I
Oh,
hope.
I mean, it's meant to be up here to put it in. So
Exactly. That'll do to work on anyway, won't it, that wheel? So,
Oh.
yes.
Well, it nice and easy and comfortable.
That is comfortable to work on.
I'm not happy with it.
You need to listen to this. I think it's a good one.
Well, you best send me then.
I've got a few that I thought you might like as well.
You best send me then.
I will.
Drag it over here.
There's a bit of weight in that, isn't there? Hey,
What's this little spring for?
we don't worry about that. What, that?
Yeah.
It's the exhaust manifold. So, because that's the manifold, your downpipe comes on. There's
What's
like
this
a
What's that all about?
that's the pin that holds the pin in. You got like a wire wall donut there that seals, and that's sort of in place of a flexi, so it sort of can move around on that and them springs.
Yeah.
So, but any road, I don't know what that noise was all about then.
What?
Lurg.
I'm
Lurg!
allergic to flowers, okay? Go away.
Need to do the delete,
The what, delete?
the delete,
That's your
and the
power
pipe work.
AC pump.
Yeah, no power steering pump, aircon pumps at the bottom, don't need that again. See what I mean about the belt route?
Yeah.
So I have to work that out. But first things first, we need to get all the timing covers off, belt off.
Okay. Have you got a tray so we can put all the screws in? There's something because
Don't need trays, use memory, muscle memory, mate.
I got no muscles.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, bag of bargain. Yeah, it's got petrol in it. It's a WD-40.
WD-40D. It's not WD-40, mate. It stope squeaks, drives out moisture, cleans and protects, loosens rust parts, free sticky mechanism, Technology USA. I'm not joking.
So American.
I'm not joking, seriously.
Stope squeaks, drive out. Why are you being at this?
Have some of that.
Hold the engine for me. How tight? Because you know what I'm like.
Just keep going. That'll probably do.
Must be snap them. Obviously you won't because it's steel.
Yeah, it's not it.
Okay. Is that all the bolts out apart from one though?
So now we'll take our
1, 2, 3,
total
4, 5,
legitimate
6,
timing
7, 8,
tool out.
9, yeah.
known as 2 rules and a draw.
I've gone through it up safely, so
Right now, see the focus on this bolt.
So you rounded that off, are you?
No, I haven't fully rounded it. I felt it started to round, so I stopped. Because you know, oh, you rounded it!
You
I don't
rounded
care,
it.
do it anyway, get off. It's rounded up, it's your fault.
pair of kids out, can you? Huh? I said, can you these pair of kids out?
I have to smack a 12.5.
What a 12.
It's 12.5. Where's the
You could do that in
Well, the WD-4.
Imperial.
See that?
Heat, that's what you need, heat.
You need that.
Right, so do you want to explain what troubles we've had then, Lou?
So, all the nuts come off decently, apart from one. One of the hardest ones to get to. Round the out of it. Hit it that hard, it started coming undone. See if this works. Hey up, boy.
Oh, beauty. What a beauty. Oh, you done it in?
Nope.
It's been down. Give it a clout.
Good,
Yes. Look at that. The old studs come out, that's fine.
Is that shit?
Yeah.
You got spare studs, though?
I got plenty.
Right, have you got the manifold for me?
Let it rip, boy. Stuck on something. Oil separator, oil breather, crankcase breather.
Our gasket, there's 2?
No, it's the multi-piece metal.
Oh, I was going to say, why is there 2 gaskets on it?
They're not the multi-piece.
That's still 0.2, isn't it?
Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this oil separator off and swap it with the other one from my other engine. Only because this one's obviously all got paint, surface rust and rubbish like that. Give it a general clean over. I'm not majorly fussed, to be honest, but seems alright, doesn't it? Flywheel's now on. I'm going to refit the clutch. I've also got to torque up them bolts. New time belts on. New, I say, is it's reuse the old one. Never reuse time belts, will we, Lewis? No, never. Engine mount, take that off there. I've already got one on the car. No, because, you know.
I still think we should give the engine a jet wash with water pumped it.
Right, we're coming together. We have a serpentine belt to go on now, so that just sort of goes around the water pump.
I don't know what spanner's done.
Bring it round the water pump like that. This has got to come over this way. This comes around that tensioner like that. This is the way I'm routing
It's
it.
there, isn't it? Blue one.
No, it's 15. That's what I'm using.
What's over here?
And then finally, it's got to come around the alternator over here under that idler pulley. And I've got to take the tension off of the tensioner. Here. Donut. Donut.
Pastry box.
Pastry box. Yeah, I've got to take the tension off of that any road and then that will wrap around. I haven't got aircon in my car, but I'm using that as an idler pulley because otherwise the belt's a bit too long really without bodging it. So that allows me to reuse this belt while removing power steering basically by using this aircon pump that's on this engine that I don't need, and it works as a freewheel pulley when it's not in use. That's annoying having to drive it there, but at the same time it works, it does a treat, and it saves me having to buy a new belt on any road. Right, let's get this back on. 410 mils and a hose. 410 mils and a hose. Ozpick. Just quickly before you forget, drop crank sensor in, otherwise we are going to end up forgetting that. Why is it not snorting?
No, that's not it.
What it's going to have to do, it's going to have to come down. It's going to have to angle.
Can it?
Well done, Miss Sarcasm, emo. It's going to have to drop down. It's going to have to come at an angle to slide inside the gearbox, and then once it's on the spline, the hard part's going to get the clutch onto that spline. Once that's in, we can then bolt the engine mount. Engine is fitted.
Just quickly, where does this route? Does it go underneath? Does it go over?
All go at the back. All at the back.
So if you said put-
Don't worry about that.
Where's that plugging in?
It'll come over the top of the gearbox once it's in. Just leave all them as they were for now. They're fine. I'll sort them out afterwards. There's literally just a couple of plugs, and that's not, you know.
Your bags are ready.
Thank you. Okay, let's just drop it down. See if we can slide.
Yeah. So go. A little bit more. It does need to come back actually and all.
Back.
Yes. Well, at the moment we're going to go through the window screen.
Alright.
Yeah, just keep going because you got to think as you come down, you're sort of levering it forwards as well. It's saying that'll be fine. Fine.
Just run back to my shed.
You got to think as it's levering, it's going to lever forwards and all. So let's go forwards. It's going to have to go that way massively, mind you.
Supposed to keep.
Because
You can now get on with
Lewis, I think we've reached a very special moment.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, take it away.
How do you feel?
Aroused.